That's my favorite Victorious episode outside of its music. Like, the episodes that are my favorite ones are obviously Tell Me That You Love Me, yeah. Tell me that I'll take your breath away. And we all react to a video from the one, the only, the homie. Aggressively average. The Victorious kids got stranded in the hood, question mark, exclamation point. Let's get into the video.
Victorious, at its core, is a show about a bunch of rich theater kids. And theater kids aren't exactly...
I do be thinking about that, how every kid in Victorious could literally slap me with 5,000 bands and then not even think about it or care about it in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. They were overly having in that show, gang.
Known for their toughness or their street smarts. So what happens when you take a bunch of prissy performing arts students and dump them stranded in a crime-ridden, sketchy neighborhood? Terror on Cupcake Street. That's what happens. This episode aired all the way back in October of 2011, and over 3 million viewers tuned in to watch the Hollywood arts theater kids being terrorized on the inner city streets. And as someone who's
Am I bugging? I actually don't remember this episode. I thought I remembered this episode, but I don't. I'm tripping. I remember the episode where they went to the beach and they were stuck inside of the thing. I don't remember this app.
No stranger to a crime-ridden city. I'm excited.
Hey, they took them boys to the trenches. Disney Channel or Nickelodeon was like, actually, that's a bad look. Nah, they were like, maybe we shouldn't have this open to the public.
To rewatch this one and see how the crew handles it. As always, if you guys like this video, please be sure to give us a like and maybe subscribe. And if you have any other episodes or shows you want me to cover, let me know in the comments.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's dive in. So the episode starts with Andre and Tori with buckets on their heads, which
for some reason, I feel like I remember that.
Reminds me of the SpongeBob movie where Plankton takes over Bikini Bottom with the Chum Bucket helmet. Sikowitz tells the class this proves it's hard to do a scene with a bucket on your head, then dismisses all the students, even though
it's hard to do a scene with a bucket on your head. I call this, why would you take the kids? Take one. Action. Wait! No, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just a man, okay? I'm sorry. You caught me. But please, give me another chance. Don't take the kids into this. They need a father. I'm sorry. I don't know how I could do this to our family. It's just, I saw her standing there, and ever since I saw her there, I just knew that I needed to talk to her because I felt like she had a piece of my heart that you haven't had in a long time. And if that makes me wrong, then so be it. But our kids deserve a family, and I won't let you tear us apart. To be acting. Okay. Well, let's stick to streaming. 60 seconds, 63. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's 55
64
minutes left in class. He tells the main characters, you guys gotta stay, but dismisses only the randoms.
Bollywood acting.
I don't know. They never talk.
Yeah, they just sit there and react.
That's right. They just don't.
This is a pretty funny fourth wall break, acknowledging how only the main cast gets to talk, and the background students don't do anything. But also, you could make an argument that this is some grooming going on by Sikowitz. He's playing favorites in class, and it's a little sus. He tells the kids about a parade, and Kat brings up her mythical brother.
My brother was in a parade, but he was inappropriate, so the parade people called the police, and now he's not allowed to be in parades.
Or be near horses.
Did he fuck the horse? What did he do? What happened? Jade gives Kat some keys to shut her up and distract her like an actual toddler.
Okay, I remember that. Why do I remember everything about this episode besides the actual episode, gang?
It's really jarring to see this season 2 Kat after watching earlier episodes where she was ditzy but still a normal high school girl. People call her post-lobotomy Kat. That seems pretty accurate, to be honest. Sikowitz tells the students he wants them to build a float and be in the parade because they're the most
I remember that. Okay, so the parade was going through the trenches. Okay, cool.
special creative students.
I sort of promised Felicia I'd get some of my most creative students to build a float and perform.
Yep, grooming. But he really wants their help to impress a special lady friend, which is also weird that he wants students' help to impress a woman, but whatever. Jade decides she—
Man, if I was a teacher. All right, class, I got fine shit coming into class. Tell her that I taught y'all so well that y'all got straight A's, and I swear to God, we gonna have a pizza party. Just tell, okay, look. You know Mrs. Hall down the street. Yes, she's married, I don't care. She's coming to the classroom. I need y'all to tell Miss Hall that I'm the best teacher, and you need to let Stanley smash. If y'all do that, I promise to make you pass the midterms. She's coming. Hey, yeah, come in. Me and the class were just talking about trigonometry. You know what I'm saying? No cap.
She wants no part of this shit and bounces out of there. The other kids all agree to do it,
Save
but
us.
it's because Sikowitz
Help
says
me.
they'll be on national TV. And Kat literally ate and
Hell! Evie, what's really going on, bro? Evie, sir, this is history. Bro, what's up, bro? Ty, what? Y'all not trying to help me land some teacher-see? Reacting the bet, yeah.
swallowed Jade's house key. What the hell? She literally has the brain functionality of a 2-year-old. What happened here? So all the kids gather at Tori's house to try and think of a good idea for their parade float. And this got me thinking, why is it always at Tori's house? Why are they never all just chilling at—
Because do you see Tori's house?
Thinking, why is it always at Tori's house? Why are they never—
What other house do I need to be at? This house is quite literally on a hill, which means her house is on a hill. You know how mad I would be if I was in school and was trying to go to my— You know how mad I would be if I was trying to go here right now instead of going to there? She got red couches. Yeah, bro, talking about why not everybody else's house. Look at her.
We're all just chilling at, say, Robbie's house. If I was Tori's parents, I'd start to get—
Bro, the pear pad was a
Trina
classic.
overhears the group say they're gonna be on national TV and asks if she can join in, and they all reject her and say no.
All right, let's put it to a vote. All those—
You know, I actually think somebody tried to make the pear pad in real life. I forget though. Trina's so fine. You have an odd palate, Domingo. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a child growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I was on Tori's body heavy. If I ever get lit enough, bro, no, sorry, scratch that. When I get lit enough, gang, I'm gonna reach out to Tori, bro. We gonna do a whole stream together. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. I don't even care if she married, bro. I was on Cat body. You feel what I'm saying? What's her name? Cat? I don't even remember. Bro, I'm not a toxic. I was never on Jay body. Whenever she would treat bro, I can't remember his name right now, so, a certain type of way. Whenever she would manipulate Andre in a certain type of way, I was like, ugh. I'm not a J type. I wasn't no J type. I'm not gonna lie.
Quite aggressively, might I add. Jade changes her mind and shows up to help.
Tyler, I know why you like Jade. You like emo women. And that's okay, but that's your body. You stuck to your type.
Because she wants to be on TV, so she wants to be involved now. And I just realized, where is Beck? He wasn't in the first scene in class.
It's about to rain, so I'm gonna grab my furniture off the patio. Y'all keep watching though.
Beck told me you guys were performing on national TV.
How did Beck tell her that if he wasn't there to learn about it in the first place? Also, Jade looks different to me in this episode for some reason. I don't know if it's because her eyebrows look really thin or what, but she just looks like not her normal self. I don't know. Robbie spins a wheel to decide who gets to pick the theme for their parade float. And of course, Dan has to insert a dirty word whenever he possibly can.
And now, I stroke this and the wheel spins randomly until it lands on one of us.
There's literally a button that says spin. He doesn't have to stroke anything. He could have just pressed the damn button. The thing spins for way too goddamn long. It just never stops spinning, which is kind of funny, honestly. Finally, it lands on Kat. Let me tell you, I'm really missing the pre-lobotomy Cat from season 1.
What's that one clip? What's his name, bro? Pink something. Something Pink. The Haitian on Max streams, bro. Where he was like, a dare is a dare. That's what that reminded me of just now.
She wants to do a giant cupcake. Sikowitz approves, and we cut to them building it, and then it's fully built within seconds. Everything happens so quickly that it's actually pretty jarring. Blink and you'll miss it. God forbid you blink. Also, Beck is randomly just here now. I don't think we were meant to notice that he was missing from the other scenes. I think we're supposed to just act like he was here the whole time. Kat is wearing short shorts, and Jade is wearing a short little skirt for a long day of construction and electrical wiring. Hell, their hair is even down. What? Dirty Dan was apparently strictly against ponytails or buns or the girls having their hair up in any way, and he's gross for feeling the need to have the girls dolled up in every scene. But specifically, in a scene like this involving manual labor and electrical engineering, it just isn't even realistic. Upsetting, violating OSHA, disappointing. Beck and Andre are in—
This is satire, right? There's no way he actually cares about their hair being down. Not the dude not the director. I know he was a weirdo. I'm talking about the dude who's making this video. He doesn't actually care about their jump being down.
The cupcake float wearing candy-themed onesie pajamas, and when Sikowitz sees them, he laughs, starts to dance, then the scene just ends? Am I going mad? Cut to later that night. Okay. Now everyone is wearing the candy pajamas, and Tori announces the giant cupcake is finally done. Look, between you and me, are we really supposed to believe this group of performing arts students built a giant mechanical structure complete with a working engine in a single day? Come on.
No, but there's been crazier things on Nickelodeon. We watched a 14-year-old, 12-year-old bend 4 elements and defeat a army general who committed genocide on a specific group of people. I've seen crazier things happen on Nickelodeon.
I'm not buying it. Tori says they need to start heading to the parade now if they want to make it there on time, since the cupcake only goes 4 miles per hour. Even so, that can't be street legal. Imagine being on the road and being stuck behind that damn thing. Also, think about it. There's no turn signal.
Do you know anyone you can hook me up with? Because I need to get my stuff organized. You don't find a manager find you, no bull. That's what I learned, bro.
It isn't even registered. It doesn't have plates. They're breaking so many laws just by taking this thing out on the street. It's a bit ridiculous. And their teacher just lets them do it. He just cheers them on while they're doing it. Trina sneaks into the cupcake even though she wasn't invited. And how did she know about wearing the jammies? That was decided today while they were working on the construction, and she wasn't present for that part. How the hell did she find out?
Okay, I get it. There's a lot of continuity errors and OSHA violations, but what does that have to do with them being in the trenches? I'm trying to figure out why they were in the trenches and what happened, who died, what body did they catch, walk down who?
Just then, the cupcake gets a flat tire and they break down. And I gotta say,
there we go.
This is a bit lazy, just a little bit, repeating the same plot from Survival of the Hottest, where Trina invites herself to—
That's my favorite Victorious episode outside of its music. Like, the episodes that are my favorite ones are obviously, tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me that I'll take your breath away. 365 days, 365 ways to get to you. What's the other one with Tori? What I'm gonna do now is freak the freak out. So that one. Then you got the one where they went to jail and they did a whole bunch of old songs. And then you got, I'm missing one. So all of those are like my top 5 like episodes because of how much the songs like are attached to them. Without the song in that episode, that's my favorite episode, no cap.
Come along despite not being wanted, and then the group all ends up stuck together with her included. Sikowitz goes to investigate and confirms, yep, it's a flat tire. It goes to investigate and confirms, yep, it's a flat tire.
Do we have a spare?
We don't even have a trunk.
Okay, but there was plenty of room in that cupcake for a spare tire despite not having a trunk, so I don't get the sass. A group of scary looking white guys walks toward
Him. He could probably whoop my ass. I was looking. I don't die to this. Too pretty. I don't die to this. Too out of shape. I don't die to this because what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, but him, he's the right amount of ugly, the right amount of scary, the right height. I might get beat up by him.
them, and they run for their lives back into the cupcake. Tori tries to call for a tow
They not bulletproof, headhead.
truck, and for some reason, she gets a woo reaction for doing that.
He said that's not the hood, that's the sunburn. No, that's not the hood, that's the sundown town. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in this whip right now is overly okay, besides Andre. But yeah, Andre's the only one who should really be worried.
We have a flat tire.
Sundown
Could you
town.
please send a tow truck? Great. Thank you so much.
Why? The tow truck company ends up hanging up on her once they hear the sketchy address they have to go to pick up the cupcake. Sikowitz says he'll go to the 24-hour store and buy them a spare tire.
That's not how that
because
works.
they'll definitely have a custom tire used on the cupcake float. He says he'll be back in 30 minutes, but when over an hour goes by and he doesn't come back, Tori decides to call 911. But she has no cell service. The other kids check their phones and nobody has cell
Man,
service.
I'm outside of the joint standing 10 toes. I'm outside of the country joint 10 toes out there like. You good? All right. Yeah. All 10 toes, I'm out there, bruh. No cap, bruh.
Either. Kinda like survival of the hottest.
I'm calling her. What's Kat's number?
I already tried.
No signal.
And turns out someone literally stole the cell phone tower. Is that even possible? How would that even work?
Nah, I'm
Come
not
on.
gonna lie, that is deep in the trenches. So deep in the trenches that they steal your satellite reception. I might have been inside the whip.
Fun fact, this cop, you know, the white one, is played by Cooper Barnes, who is known for playing Captain Man on Henry
word?
Danger. Spanky, spanky, spank, spank. Sikowitz tells the cops his pants were stolen by hooligans, and he has to rescue the children in the giant cupcake. They assume he's a crazy person and arrest him. On what grounds? It's not illegal to be crazy on the streets. Andre and Beck decide to go look for help, and when Robbie tries to look up directions on his pear pad for which way they should go, Andre crashes out for no reason and throws it out the window. Look, this is the worst friend group. They've all been mean to each other the entire episode for no reason. Jade keeps yelling at Kat and
That's
basically
actually funny.
threatened to kill her for no reason.
I will pop your head like a zit.
Graphic.
Tori insulted Robbie's masculinity unprompted.
We have two guys in this cupcake. I think they should go for help.
Two guys?
You know what I mean.
I really don't.
And now, Andre destroys his friend's personal property unprovoked? iPads are very expensive. Do any of these freaks even
That's a pear pad.
like each other at all? Back with Sikowitz, he sneaks out of the cop car when the cops are confronting the guy who stole
Jay can pop mine. Lock in! Lock in! Focus!
the cell phone tower. Impressive, I'll admit, but how did the cuffs get to the front when we clearly saw him getting cuffed in the back? That shit's nearly impossible.
Yo, this dude hates continuity errors. I'm not gonna lie, bruh.
Back with the teenagers, Beck and Andre run back into the cupcake after getting jumped. But they're completely uninjured,
Right.
and their clothes are just ever so slightly messed up. Andre literally still has his watch on. How do you get jumped and they don't take your goddamn watch?
Dang, sometimes people just be jumping for the love of the game. Like, I remember I jumped old dude like last week. I jumped somebody like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago on some shit. I didn't even take nothing from him. I just wanted to get some reps in for the sport. You know what I'm saying? For the grind, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to get my blood pressure going a little bit. That's all it is. it ain't always about robbing it. Sometimes it's just about really applying that pressure on somebody. You get what I'm saying?
Or injure you or something. The entire cupcake starts shaking as some thugs start hassling it. Why? What is their goal? Beck sets off the confetti cannon.
Stanley jumped into his queen-size memory foam mattress. How do you know the exact mattress that I have? That was weird. How do you actually know my exact mattress schematics? Have you been to my crib? What is going on?
To scare them off, and it actually works. But now I'm kind of bummed that they can't set off the confetti cannon at the real parade. The boys ask,
I sleep diagonal.
Where's Tori? And Kat says, she left to go find you two. Honestly, again, these are awful friends. Jade, Kat, and her own sister Trina all let Tori leave to wander this sketchy neighborhood alone. So Tori's strolling down the darkest alleyway she can find and sees some burly looking men and asks them if they can help her change a tire.
Do you guys know how to change a tire?
Yeah. We know how to change a tire.
We'll change it real good.
Cut to them changing the tire. But how? The original problem wasn't that nobody in the group knew how to change a tire. The problem was that they didn't have a spare tire at all.
Oh, okay, that's actually bad. That's actually bad. That's actually bad. That's actually bad. No, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, wow, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
We don't even have a trunk.
That's why Sikowitz left to go buy a new one in the first place.
I think there's a 24-hour price go on Spates. I'll jog up there, buy a tire, and be back in 30 minutes.
But he never came back, so they never got a new tire. So this shouldn't be possible, right? How could the writers forget so quickly the lines of dialogue that they just said?
If this wasn't made back in like 2008, I would have been saying that this was a ChatGPT error or something like that, because this is actually bad.
A mere 10 minutes ago. Ridiculous. The scary men are super impressed when they find out the kids are going to be in the parade. And
Stanley writing. Okay, see, like, my writing's bad because my life is just like chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Their writing's bad because they're stupid. It's way different. It's a way different version of bad writing. You know what I'm saying? Some people compare it to the likes of Beethoven.
Ask if they can come too. So everyone decides to take off in the cupcake with the strangers, leaving Sikowitz behind as collateral damage to an unknown fate.
Beethoven is a musician. That's what I see. I was skeptical. Yeah, that's
Wait for Daddy!
And that's it. The episode just ends, and you never find out if the kids make it to the parade on time, if Sikowitz gets arrested again, or what happens. Also, I can't help but notice it's being played for laughs how a grown man puts his arm around Jade, touching her without her consent while he's brandishing a heavy metal object, and no doubt making her highly uncomfortable. She's an underage minor, too afraid to reject a grown man's advances as he physically touches her and invades her personal space. Oh my god, so funny, guys. Hate to say it, but this episode was trash. It made the cast look super unlikable. They were all mean to each other and then ultimately ditched their teacher in a highly dangerous area. The whole episode felt weirdly
This man Tyler said, "Get off her!" Oh my gosh. If you guys enjoyed this video, that is crazy. No wonder I forgot this episode. This is traumatic. That's why I forgot it. It's definitely not worth remembering, that's for sure. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment twice. It helps me in the algo. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.